The engagement party was supposed to be perfect. Guests were laughing. Champagne was flowing. The future looked secure, until a little girl who hadn't spoken in 2 years pressed play on her tablet, and a voice echoed across the room. After the wedding, I'll get rid of both of you. Nathaniel Cross had built a financial empire from nothing, but after losing his wife 2 years ago, his greatest fear wasn't failure, it was losing his daughter. 8-year-old Amelia hadn't spoken since the night her mother died. Doctors called it trauma, selective mutism. She communicated through drawings, through quiet gestures, through music. Every night she listened to classical piano on her tablet, the same pieces her mother used to play. The only person who could calm her was Evelyn, the nanny. Evelyn never tried to replace Amelia's mother. She simply sat beside her, let the music play, waited, and Amelia always reached for her hand. Camille Laurent entered their lives a year later, elegant, polished, impeccable in public. She told Nathaniel gently, Amelia needs strength, not dependency. She's too attached. She needs structure. Nathaniel wanted stability. He wanted a future. He ignored the tension in Amelia's shoulders when Camille walked in. He ignored how Evelyn became more cautious. He told himself it was adjustment. The pre-wedding dinner took place at the Cross estate. Investors, friends, close family. Camille wore white. Evelyn stayed discreet, helping Amelia navigate the noise. At one point, Amelia panicked and clung to Evelyn. Camille leaned toward Nathaniel. This is exactly what I mean. Later, smiling at guests, Camille said, It's sweet, but after the wedding, we'll be reorganizing the household. Evelyn felt the meaning immediately. Nathaniel answered calmly, Evelyn isn't going anywhere tonight. Amelia needs her. Camille smiled, but her eyes changed. That evening, Amelia sat on her bed listening to piano music on her tablet. Evelyn had just left the room. Camille entered quietly. She lowered the music. You think he chose her tonight? Camille said softly. Amelia stared at her. He didn't. Camille leaned closer. After the wedding, I'll get rid of both of you. A pause. You won't need her anymore, and he'll choose me. She left. The tablet screen was still glowing, recording. The next afternoon, during a brunch gathering, Camille made her move. I'm concerned, she said lightly, that staff are emotionally influencing Amelia. Guests grew quiet. Nathaniel frowned. Camille continued, After the wedding, things will change. Nathaniel turned to Evelyn. Maybe we should reassess roles. Evelyn nodded, hurt but composed. Amelia's breathing grew uneven. Camille whispered, See? She's unstable. Suddenly, Amelia stood up. Silence fell. She walked into the center of the room, holding her tablet. Camille sighed slightly. She's overwhelmed. Amelia pressed play. The voice echoed clearly. You think he chose her tonight? Pause. After the wedding, I'll get rid of both of you. The room froze. Camille's face drained. That's out of context, she said quickly. Nathaniel looked at her slowly. In what context is that acceptable? Silence. Amelia stepped toward her father. For the first time in 2 years, she spoke. Please don't let her. The entire room shattered emotionally. Nathaniel dropped to his knees. You can talk. Amelia nodded, tears falling. She said you'd choose her. Nathaniel looked at Camille. She tried to recover. She's confused. No, Nathaniel said quietly. You tried to replace her mother. Camille's composure cracked. She's weak, she snapped. She needs discipline. Nathaniel stood up slowly. It's over. Camille stared at him. You're ending this because of a child? Yes. He took Amelia's hand. And because of who you are. Camille left without looking back. The door closed. And for the first time, Nathaniel felt the weight of his mistake. He turned slowly toward Evelyn. She wasn't angry. She was hurt. I almost let you walk away, he said quietly. Evelyn looked at Amelia, who was still holding her hand tightly. You were scared, she answered softly. No, he said. I was blind. He stepped closer. I promised my daughter she would never feel abandoned again. And I almost let that happen. Silence. Guests quietly began leaving the room. The noise faded. It was just the three of them. Nathaniel looked directly at Evelyn. I don't want you here because she needs you. He swallowed. I want you here because we need you. Evelyn's breath trembled. That's different, she whispered. It is, he said. Amelia tugged gently at their hands, bringing them closer together. Nathaniel brushed a tear from Evelyn's cheek, slowly, carefully, not dramatic, not rushed. I don't know when it happened, he continued, but somewhere between the music and the quiet, you became the only peace in this house. Evelyn's eyes softened. You don't have to say this because of tonight. I'm not, he replied. I'm saying it because I almost lost you, and I won't make that mistake twice. Amelia looked up at them. Stay, she whispered again. Nathaniel smiled through tears. She's staying, he said firmly, then gently. In front of everyone who had just witnessed the truth, he leaned forward and kissed Evelyn's forehead. But this time, he didn't pull away immediately. His hand remained at her cheek, and for a brief second she rested her forehead against his chest, not as an employee, not as a nanny, but as someone chosen, chosen openly, chosen without doubt. Nathaniel wrapped one arm around Amelia and the other around Evelyn. This is my family, he said quietly. And for the first time in 2 years, Amelia didn't need music to feel safe. She was home. If you want more emotional and cinematic stories like this, consider subscribing to Midnight Tales. New stories are coming soon. Some stories only happen at midnight.